This is Raquelle, everybody. And we just realized that it's my birthday in 2 weeks.
And it's my birthday next month.
So we decided to have birthday cake. What does it look like on the inside?
I don't think I've ever cut a cake this tall.
Oh my, look at this. Okay. So.
I'm choking.
It was a bad idea.
Oh, it's so now let's stop. With our mouths jumped with cake.
Do you put your whole mouth over a water bottle?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
Every day of my life is an embarrassment. It's in some form. Either I trip. I have an extra bone in my right foot, so I trip all the time. I think I've learned to accept my daily embarrassments.
Yeah.
You know when it happens so often, like I've just like
But I think it's like it's part of who you. Look at me. It's who you are. But it makes you really fun to be around.
In junior high, I got made fun of a little bit, and it's actually really funny now because I literally have 2 zits that are like annoying me so much right now. But when I was younger, I had bangs, and people were like, "Oh, you have zits under your bangs. That's why like doing that." And then just girl insecurities and whoever you are, I think everybody deals with body image issues or not feeling pretty enough, not feeling good enough. And it's definitely something that I still struggle with time to time, but I think it's pushing past that fear. I think another fear that I have is trying to please everybody and trying to be a people pleaser. And I think sometimes I don't do certain things in my life or don't move things forward in my life because I'm like, oh, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And I feel like sometimes I miss maybe what God had for me in a situation because I'm like, I'd rather be liked. I'll still get nervous sometimes, and I'll still get in my head, and I'm like, why? Like, go away. And it's like, you can't. Sometimes you can't, and I think what works best for me is I'll put on worship music in my car. My car is like my place. Maybe someone else, it's their room, but most of the time when I'm driving, I'll just put on worship because a lot of times I don't even get alone. You know, we're living in such a busy day and age. I'm not alone that often, and that's my time where I don't know. I just ask God. I'm like, help me. I'm super raw. Sometimes I yell. I'm like, I'm feeling really anxious. I'm feeling insecure. Help me. I don't want to feel this way. And there is no denying that when you enter into the presence of God, it has to go. That fear, it's just like this peace that comes over you. I think sometimes in my head, if you think a negative thought, just countering that and being like, no, this is who God says I am. You know, if you're feeling ugly or you're feeling insecure or you feel like people don't like you, it's like, that's a lie. I'm approved of already. There is nothing better than authenticity. Yeah. And it's where real connection comes from. And it was interesting living here the first few years in LA because I was like, gosh, why are people so unhappy? Like, they're beautiful, they have this, they're that. And I think that even if it's not their fault, I think it's so easy to become self-consumed. And when you're able to be grateful, when you're able to use your gifts and talents for others and something greater than yourself, it's like that brings you, so much happiness. And so I don't know, I think that's the most attractive thing to me in other people is just a grateful attitude that no matter who you are, no matter what you have, little or a lot, to be able to be grateful, that's awesome. I have this view of what a strong woman is. So I feel like sometimes in our society today, a strong woman can be portrayed as like, I'm a boss, I don't need anyone, you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you back. I don't need you, I'm good. But it's like true strength is being able to be like, I don't have it all together. Yeah. I'm going to be nice to you even though you weren't nice to me. And that takes so much more strength. I think if you take social media specifically, it's tough because you're seeing a very small glimpse of people's lives. And so I can't imagine, it's tough for me being 24. I can't imagine being as insecure as I was at 14 and 15, scrolling through and seeing girls and being like, oh, I need to be like that, or I want that life, or I want this. It makes you so dissatisfied with your own life, and that is so dangerous because it comes back to the gratitude thing. And when you can no longer be grateful for your life and for what you have, and you're too busy envying somebody else's life, you're going to be super unhappy. And depression is higher than ever. You can't look at those statistics and not say that social media and all of this has played into that. But it's not going anywhere. So I always find it kind of disheartening when I watch something. They're like, just cut social media, cut this, cut that. It's like, no, how do we now take what we have and the way that it's growing and use it for good?
What breaks your heart for people? And specifically like our age?
Oh, it makes me cry. I think people that are lonely. Yeah, I have such a hard time with that. And I think it's such a good reminder to always be kind to people. I can remember so many different times in my life where when I first moved to LA, I had no friends. I literally didn't know anyone. And I remember praying in my car, being like, God, this is where I'm meant to be. I pray that I would make the best friends I've ever made in my life. And I have a great group of friends now, but I remember the time or in high school, I moved around a lot in my family, being sitting by myself at a lunch table and doing that, and just that people would see their worth and their value for who they are, and understanding that whatever you look like, whatever your personality is, God made you that way, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's not that I feel that. Sometimes I even hate saying that because I'm like, I don't even feel that. I can say that I don't feel that all the time, but I do know it, and I do know that that's the truth. And so yeah, that's probably what.
Head and heart, hey.
Yeah.
Like what we feel and what we know. Completely different pages sometimes.
Completely.
Yeah.
Everybody has heartbreak.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to the bathroom. Everybody eats. And I think that when you can approach things with that mentality, and also content with little, content with much. That's if you. It's such a lie to think if I have all of this, if I have all of, fame, money, success, I'll be happy. It's just not true.
Yeah.
It's not true at all. Because again, I say, there's no one is exempt from human emotion. So maybe the issues are different, but the emotions of life, of heartbreak, of family issues, of being sick, no one's exempt from that.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I'm content all the time. I don't think anybody is. I have moments where I'm like, want this to happen now. But I think in my heart of hearts, at my core, I'm content, and I think it's knowing that we're full and complete in Christ. And I always think about it like this: like a cup, it's full of water. Everything outside of that is an added bonus. So any great job that happens, added. Great relationship, added. But I'm content in Christ. When I've had, no friends, when I've lost a job, when I've, whatever the situation has been, Christ always remains the same and consistent. And that's how you stay content, right?
I love it. I'm so happy. You're so good.
Oh, thank you. Pretty little sprinkles. Back to the cake.
Back to the cake. To wrap everybody.
Oh, for wrap.
Good job.